What's up, everybody? It's your boy Malfi for another classic review, and today I'm reviewing, this time, the worthy successor of Goosebumps, The Haunted Hour of the series, which was first started from 2010 until its final one in 2014. But today I'm going to review the episode from Season 1, Episode 7, Ghostly Stare, aired in January of 29th of 2011. And this was my favorite when the first season came out, because you'll see why. But before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, you better not be digging up graves or falling into one. If you do, that'll be your permanent home forever. Let's begin, shall we? So yeah, Ghostly Stare. So we got Jeffrey. No wait, oops, wrong one. So yeah, we got me, Lauren, played by Emma Grabinski, and her little brother, Mark, played by Jason Spavik. Which, of course, Lauren has a hobby of engraving gravestones. You know, one of those where you put the paper on, you use a crayon or something to engrave on the tombstone. So the opening credit takes a place of looks like a construction work, digging up a graveyard, and guess what's going to be in its place? A mall. Really? Is there any other place to build your mall than you have to dig up a whole cemetery? Wow, how disrespectful can you get? But yeah, after the workers leave, we meet Lauren, who's, well, in the house, preparing her things, because, face it, she likes engravings. Of course, her little brother, Mark, says it's some old weird hobby. Of course, they do this little goof game of the staring contest, and every time, and always, Lauren always beats Mark in the staring contest. Of course, Lauren's about to leave, which Mark said that her mother shouldn't go, but of course she said, what, a little baby gonna snitch? Which, of course, Mark joins. They're at the old graveyard, and of course they're looking around, see all the coffins laying around. And literally, you see all different types of coffins, from the modern ones to the medieval ones. I mean, like the wooden ones, you know, the weird ones. Yeah. It's kind of amazing how they didn't disintegrate over the last 300 years. But yeah. While Lauren's engraving, Mark starts exploring until he fell into a grave. Which, Lauren hears him yelp as she trying to find him. She finds him, but when they both leave, we get a glimpse inside the open grave that Mark is actually in the grave, and whoever left with Lauren is not Mark. During the night, when Lauren's asleep, we see what's supposed to be Mark, sus, pulling the blanket off of Lauren, and which scares her. Of course, Lauren tells Mark, "What are you doing here? Get out." Of course, he keeps repeating the words, "I'm so cold, so cold." That's when she tells them, take off the hood, which he doesn't. That's when she grabs his face to look, which of course reveals a skull face, which freaks her out. That's when this deep voice person reveals, "You have to do that, don't you?" And she asks, "Who are you?" "Ugh, so cold. Can we light a fire or something?" Of course, she tells them, "Where's my brother?" Which, of course, he corrects her saying, "Well, he fell in the grave. Oops." Of course, she wants her brother back. She went in the kitchen. Of course, he keeps saying, "He's so cold. Can we warm some soup?" Which he tells her, "That's what you get for digging up graves." Which, okay, I kind of agree with that point, because, face it, he's restless, and because his grave's been dug up. Which, of course, she asks which one's his grave. He doesn't know, because, of course, you dig up every grave and remove every tombstone. We don't know whose grave it is. Of course, she's about to go to the graveyard, and this when he says, "Be careful not to fall in the grave." Of course, we see her walking to the graveyard, and soon, it's a cold night. He's actually following her and warns her not to fall in the grave while stalking her. Then we meet another ghost named Alice Claiborne, who is a nurse Which, when Lauren sees her, she's in her original form. Like, by the looks of her, she's like a nurse from the 1940s, 1950s, right in that area. Which she tells her that she's a friendly ghost, that she was when she was meant to give to people. Of course, not like the nasty ghost, what she does to the one who took possession of Mark's body. Of course, she tells Lauren a warning, which other girls don't want her to know, that she must find Mark before sunrise, or that ghost will become a permanent member of her family, and the real Mark is dead. What she tells her when she's about to say that we're dead, Alice says, "Oh, don't say that. It's so final." Oh, like saying the F word, but saying the D word, it means a final goodbye. Of course, Mark starts to regain consciousness while he's stuck inside the open grave. Meanwhile, Laura and Alice find an open grave, which is supposed to be Mark's. That's when Alice tells Lauren to call him out, but nothing. Until they get closer. As she gets closer, she almost fell in the grave. When she looks up, it's Alice's own grave. Which, of course, she says, "Ha! Can't blame Gould for trying. Oh, I'm so cold." Which, of course, when Lauren got out, that's when she got surrounded by other ghosts. One is a ghost who got his head chopped. Looks like looks like a hippie or something. It's around her, and she managed to get away. Then she lost her flashlight. That's when she hears Mark calling her out. As she did so, she's about to grab her flashlight until a whole coffin collapses on her and knocks her out. Dawn roses, and when she wakes up, she has to hurry. As she got out of the situation she was in, Mark managed to climb out of the grave, and of course, his doppelganger vanishes. Of course, Laura is about to leave until the other ghosts, Alice and the other two, show up, asking her to let her have her body because they're cold. Then Laura tells them to stop because they already had their time, and of course, she feels bad for them because they were disturbed of their eternal rest. Because face it, when you said the words "rest in peace," they're supposed to be rest in peace. But when you got idiot politicians want to remove them from their final resting place, whoops! Massive cascade barrel explodes. Which of course they agree, and that's when Alice tells her, "Treat your brother with respect." Which, of course, she had a brother. She had to do everything for her brother. Soon, that's the song about the rose. That's when Mark calls Laura out, which they play Marco Polo to find each other. As Laura tries to Marco Polo until, whoop, she fell into something. As Mark tried to find her, Mark finds her. They finally go home. Mark's in the kitchen, which Laura just came out of the shower. Which Mark said that was a long-ass shower. Of course, he wants to play the stirring contest game, which somehow Mark won. Which, here's the twist. That's not Laura. That's actually Alice. That's Alice Claiborne, the nurse. So finally, it turns out the real Laura is dead. Which she says, "I'm so cold." Which, of course, and that was the ghostly stare. And I tell you one thing. Shit. You feel like wanting to jump in the grave? Oh, no, you don't. You do that, then you'll be stuck in the grave and your ghostly doppelganger takes your place. Permanently. But yeah. Let me know what you think of this episode of The Haunting Hour, Season 1, Episode 7, The Ghostly Stare. Did you see it when it first came out in 2010? Back when it was called The Hub. I remember there was The Hub. After Discovery Kids, then became The Hub, and then after that, it was Discovery Family. Ugh. You know, this whole bullshit. But yeah, let me know what you think of this episode. Did you like it? Tell me what your favorite scene. To me, it was my favorite episode because, come on. From the season 1, because you got, well, the first one I saw because Of course, it featured a graveyard. But yeah, let me know what you think of this episode and the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.